Hi there, gorgeous, and a very happy April to you. I'm kicking off the entire first week of April with nothing but foundation reviews and wear tests. So every single day this week, there will be a new foundation reviewed and a new wear test revealed so that you can make an informed decision as to whether any of these new foundations may be right for you. And the ones that I'm reviewing this week are IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Foundation, Estee Lauder's Double Wear Powder Foundation, Smith & Cult's Veiled Threat Foundation, Soap & Glory's Kick Butt Stay All Day Foundation, and the one that we're kicking things off with today, Tarte's Face Tape Foundation. So I'll show you an up-close application. Like I mentioned, a very thorough wear test at the end. Let's hop right on into it. Hi! Real quickly, what's on my eyes? I'm wearing the Too Faced Pretty Mess eyeshadow palette. This is one I've been testing out over the past couple days, so you may see it in a lot of the foundation tests that are coming out this week. Still trying to get a feel for it and see how I really feel about it, so that's why I'm wearing it again today. And my lashes are a new style that I'm coming out with as part of my brand, Inky Minky Lashes. These are called Do You Boo Boo. They're fabulous, and they're just samples that I have right now I'm testing out, but they will be added to the line in June. So Tarte came out with a new foundation called Face Tape, and basically they reformulated their old version based on our feedback, which is amazing. I love when brands listen to us, and I remember trying out the previous foundation, and I remember distinctly when I tried it out. If you recall the video when I went to go pick up my dad in Georgia to bring him back home to stay with us, that was the foundation that I was wearing for that entire 24-hour period. I really put it to the test. And I remember I liked the formula and how it wore, but I wasn't a fan of the color. I felt like it was way too yellow for my complexion. So they have come out with 50 new shades with this foundation. They have 5 new undertones also that they've added. I shouldn't say new because undertones aren't really new, but they have 5 undertones that you can find within this foundation line. They say that this is a full coverage foundation that will mattify, hydrate, and brighten your appearance. It's transfer proof, waterproof, and sweat proof. So we're really going to put that to the test today. Straight out of the box, that's what it looks like. I have not even seen, goodness, great pump that comes with it. And when we take the product out, I am hoping for something that is not yellow. I really am. Pretty good consistency there. And it's not yellow, at least it doesn't look yellow, which I'm really happy to see. The shade that I'm using, by the way, is 12B Fair Beige. Before I apply any foundation, I'm first going to cover up my little friend right there. I use the term friend very loosely. This little booger just will not go away. It just loves hanging out with me. So I'm using my Graftobian green color corrector, and we are going to minimize you. I can't see you. Okay, now we're going to take the foundation, and I always start on this side of my face. I'm not sure why. There is a scent associated with this. I caught it right off hand. It's it smells like a fruit extract of some kind, and this does contain snow mushroom extract, apple fruit extract, which could be what I'm smelling, and it also has hyaluronic acid in it too. And hyaluronic acid is excellent to have in your foundation. So if you find one that contains it, that is a great quality. It helps to reduce the visibility of wrinkles, fine lines, and it also maintains moisture in the skin. So obviously with a foundation, those are great qualities to have. And I'm loving that this is not yellow. Oh my goodness, it actually looks like my skin color. That is fabulous. And what was so interesting about what was the other one called? Was it Shape Tape? Yes, Shape Tape. What was interesting to me about that foundation was that when I first applied it, it was so yellow on my skin, and I thought, oh crud monkey. But I was determined to wear it all day regardless of how foolish I look to people. I really didn't care. I mean, I don't care about what people think about me. I wouldn't be on YouTube if I did. But anyway, what happened was after I had been wearing that foundation for some time on my face, it oxidized and looked normal on me. Instead of oxidizing darker, it oxidized lighter. This is gorgeous and it is full coverage. I mean, I probably didn't need anywhere near as much as what I applied, but I like to see what I'm working with. And on this side, I'm going to apply a lot less. Do one small pump and I'm going to spread this around the face. Using the Fenty Beauty 110 brush. Blending that in. I always like to apply more on one side and then less on the other side to see if it affects the wear time or if it affects the coverage, etc., etc. And so far, gosh, it's such beautiful coverage and I can't get over the color. They really listened to us. They did a great job of going back and fixing the colors. And when you apply less of this, it does look more skin-like as opposed to this side over here where it does look a little heavy on my skin, but over here, and maybe it's with using a brush too, it looks effortless. It does not look like I'm wearing anything, and you can actually see my freckles poking through. I don't know if you know that about me, but when I was a kid, I had horrible, I shouldn't say horrible, but I had a ton of freckles on my face. I tried everything you can think of to get rid of them. And this was before the internet existed and all that. So I can remember trying things like lemon juice and all kinds of weird stuff. I even thought about bleaching my face at one point. It's so bad. But if somebody would have simply told me, stay out of the sun, wear sunscreen and your freckles will fade. If somebody would have just told me that, I would have done it. And as soon as I have done that, I noticed that my freckles really have faded a lot. I think in this case, I like it much better with a brush as opposed to a sponge, and a little bit goes a long way with this stuff. You can see the level of coverage I got using a very small amount compared to what I used over here. But you can build it up obviously to be fuller coverage. If you like a more sheer skin-like appearance, use a little less. If you're wondering what concealer I'm pairing up with this look today, it's for an entirely separate video that I'm filming that by the time you're seeing this video, the concealer test will have been posted last week, so I'll have it linked for you below if you want to see the results of it. But I am going to film separately a review of the ColourPop No Filter Concealer, so I'll be back here in a second. So I have the concealer applied, and I've already set the concealer with a powder also. So I'm using the same one to set the rest of my face here. This is the Coty Airspun Translucent Powder. And I'm lightly dusting across the face to set everything. So far, I'm so impressed by this foundation. I love that it matched me this time and I didn't have any qualms about the color not being right. So that right there is just looks very promising to me. I'm hoping that this is everything else that they claim that it is. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, it's just gross. It's been 12 hours at this point. I've been wearing this foundation all day and it looks just plain nasty. I mean, I feel like the first one held up 10 times better than this one. And I was so hopeful. You saw how hopeful I was. Not only do we have a lot of shine going on, I mean, hello. Are you wearing highlighter? No, girl. That's me. But if you look right here, especially, oh, don't worry, I'm gonna get all up in your face. It's very noticeable. It's cakey looking. It's sitting on the skin. It really broke apart all over my face now that I'm looking at it real closely here. And it's worn off of my chin completely. Okay, now remember, this stuff claimed to be transfer proof, right? That's what they said. Okay, so I have a toddler and a baby, as many of you know, and my toddler is going through this phase right now where he likes to come up and put his hands on your face, something he likes to do. So he did that all night tonight. He just comes up. So I had a lot of hands on my face tonight, and obviously this is not a transfer-proof foundation. Now, he wasn't rubbing my face or anything, but he just comes up and does this, and I can tell, especially on the sides of my face right here, where the foundation really has worn away. So look real closely right in here. You see all that gunky mess? Ugh. And then right over here on the side of my cheek. Same thing over here. And you see how all on my chin, ugh, girl, yuck. And you can begin to see dry skin coming out. I mean, my nose, oh my gosh, I didn't even really focus on my nose. My nose is a wreck. Do I recommend this foundation to you? Nope. This is horrible, horrible. I really had higher expectations. I feel like I'm so hopeful when they come out with new products like this, but I feel like the old formula was better. The color was just better with this version, so not a winner for me. Let me know if you've tried it out. Let me know your thoughts. On the other hand, if you're not oily like me, you might have more success with this one. So do keep that in mind. If you have dry skin, it's worth a shot. But if you're oily, girl, if you can fry chicken on your face at the end of the day, stay away, stay away. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Please subscribe for more videos like this in the future. Another foundation review coming your way tomorrow. I'll see you then.